Hi there, Andy Ron with Montana Land Source with this week's video summary of the Montana Land Report for July 14th, 2021. First off, I'd like to give a shout out to Taylor Brown and Tom Schultz for having me on their radio program over there at KGHL this morning, Voices of Montana. That was a lot of fun, pretty neat to be in that studio. It went by really quick. I'm hoping that those guys might upload my interview to their podcast. They do that with some of their episodes, so we'll see on that. But nonetheless, it was a great time and appreciate those guys having me on. The most current edition of the Ranch Investor podcast that we released, we had Roger Jake Jacobs from Premier Land Company. Long time Montana ranch broker with a wealth of knowledge about this market and historical perspectives. Jake has been one of the earliest and strongest supporters of Montana Land Source, so it was a joy and a pleasure to have him on the podcast. You can access that at mtlandsource.com. In upcoming events, the next meeting next month of the Montana Farm and Ranch Brokers Association, we're going to try to have a legislative update. So the state legislature is not in session right now, but update on perhaps the past year and upcoming issues. Looking forward to the next session. So the lobbyists and the people at the Billings Association Realtors, I think, who are involved in the lobbying efforts and legislative efforts are going to be the featured speakers at that meeting. And the Bozeman Farm and Ranch Brokers group has started up over there in Bozeman. And their next meeting, I believe, next month is going to focus on carbon credits, that they have some speakers lined up or trying to get lined up for that. So you can go to mtlandsource.com on our events page for information about those upcoming events. On the land market, just a continuation of incredible activity that we've been seeing. 43 total property updates over the past 7 days. 4 properties back on the market, so those are properties that either fell out of contract or were off the market for a period of time for some reason and brought back on the market. 8 price changes, and it's interesting, that's a mix of price reductions and price increases. So price reductions presumably on properties that aren't getting the activity that the brokers and sellers are wanting to see. And interesting when you see price increases on properties that have been on the market for a while, but obviously in this market there is the belief or anticipation that they're priced low and can do better with a higher price. 16 total new listings on the market, which is quite substantial, above average for this time of year. So again, what we've been talking about week after week here for at least the last month or so, seems like the market responding to the incredible demand and the very low supply still in the Montana land market. So the market responding, sellers being motivated to get on the market if they have any interest in selling. 8 pending sales, which is healthy, and 7 sales. So this month, kind of a balance between properties coming on the market and properties leaving the market. Slightly more properties coming on the market, especially with those back to markets, but almost in balance with each other. If you remember from previous reports and videos, for the first half of 2021, we saw more properties leaving the market week after week than coming on the market. About mid-year, the land market has responded, and supply is starting to match or catch up with demand. We're still undersupplied, still incredibly high demand for properties in Montana, so we're still in that environment. Again, this level of sales and pending sales is very strong and very healthy, so just continuing on with this incredible, very robust market. Thank you everybody for tuning in. The Montana Land Report's put out every Wednesday. It's free. We have free subscriptions at Montana Land Source that entitles you to the weekly report and also a little bit of additional free content for events and news. We have that as well at mtlandsource.com. Thank you everybody. Have a safe week, and we will see you next week.